Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's live stream. I hope that you are all doing good. Hopefully the audio is all set. Had a little bit of a problem a second ago, but I think everything is up and running just fine. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Tonight we are going to be talking about a couple of, I guess, interesting things, a couple of updates to stories I've talked about, even one today. And just some stories that I've missed over the past few days, which I find are very important that I do really want to discuss. So tonight we are going to be talking about Marvel's Avengers, the game, apologized for an insensitive Captain America statue tweet. Basically, they tweeted out a picture of a Captain America statue, and outrage ensued, as it usually does on social media, and people were, like, canceling them, kind of, and demanding they take down the tweet. And they did. They took it down. They apologized, even, which isn't always the way to go. Never apologize to the outrage mobs because they will never be happy with that. We are going to talk about Microsoft actually deciding to shut down Mixer and partnering with Facebook Gaming. This had happened yesterday, and this is really big. This is really big for streamers and just the gaming industry in general, because a lot of companies do believe that the future of like their consoles is in streaming, and they think that streaming is huge, and obviously streaming is huge, the industry is huge, but this is actually pretty surprising. I had no idea. There had been no rumors leading up to this decision. Usually when something this huge is going to happen, there will be a lot of chatter about it, but there wasn't in this case. We're going to discuss Angry Joe's response. Earlier today, I put up a video talking about how a woman had come forward and accused Angry Joe of being inappropriate, making, I guess, inappropriate advances towards her, and of course, people on social media instantly are trying to cancel him, but he had come forward pretty soon after those initial statements from her went out, and he had said, this is all false, I'm going to address it, and he finally did. So there is a statement, so this will be a follow-up from today's video. We're going to talk about Anita Sarkeesian and Feminist Frequency. You all know how Feminist Frequency goes after every company. They try their best to grasp at straws, and so does Anita Sarkeesian. And she's done it yet again. She this time is going after EA because apparently there weren't enough female presenters at the EA event. But I kind of wanted to read through a thread that's been going on for a couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks, and it talks about like gender breakdown of the PlayStation reveal and also the EA Play Live event. And we're also going to talk about Wizards of the Coast. As you all know, I am a huge fan of Wizards of the Coast products. That actually really hurts to say. I'm just a big fan of Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and I always have been. But Wizards of the Coast, over the past couple of months, has really taken a turn, and they have decided to end their relationship with an artist, a very well-known artist, Therese Nielsen, because she followed the wrong people on Twitter and liked the wrong tweets. Absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe that Wizards of the Coast did this, but these are the topics that are lined up for tonight. But before we get into the topics, welcome everyone. I hope that you are all doing good. I hope that your night is going at least okay. Angry Joe did nothing wrong. I agree. I stand with Angry Joe. I said this in my video today. I do not think that flirting with someone is wrong. I do not think that flirting with someone deserves to get you canceled. And the woman that came forward, a lot of what she said seemed very suspicious. So I am going to talk about his update, but if you have not seen today's video, I did make a whole video with my thoughts on her initial statement, so please go ahead and go and watch that before you watch the update. Therese Nielsen didn't deserve that kind of treatment. I am so upset and angry at Wizards of the Coast. I have supported their products and just their company for years. I have always loved Magic the Gathering. I've always loved, Dungeons and Dragons. I've always loved a lot of their of what they stood behind, but not anymore. They definitely are a company that has changed over the past couple of years, and I am disgusted with what they did to an artist because she followed the wrong people on social media and happened to like a few tweets that, yeah, okay, maybe you don't agree with. Maybe you don't agree with her point of view. It's fine to disagree with people. But to try and cancel her over her having her own opinion is absolutely awful. It is awful. I can't say I'm surprised that Wizards of the Coast did that. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they did it either. So this Therese Nielsen situation, I'll talk about it more when we get into the subject, but it's not something new. People have been trying to cancel her for a year and a half or so now, and Wizards of the Coast is only now just taking action. It's because they're trying to look good. It's the same reason why they ban specific cards and are making a big kind of deal about it, because they're trying to look good. They think that this will earn them like brownie points with players, so that's why they're doing all these things. They hadn't gotten rid of her years ago when the situation first arose. Why should you get rid of her now? Simply for having her own opinions. I'm not in agreement with this decision at all. I'm sure you all could figure that out very quickly, though. Therese Nielsen is one of my favorite artists. She is amazing, and we'll talk about that more when we get into the subject, though. Welcome, everyone, though. I hope that your night is going okay. Have you watched Desolator's coverage about Therese recently? I saw one of his videos on it. I don't know if he's done any more, but I saw one video on it. Banning prior cards is so dumb. Banning Therese is stupid too. Lena, we are on the same page. If this is the page, we're both on it. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to start with the first topic. We do have quite a few topics to get through tonight. The first one is going to be Marvel's Avengers. So if you all did not know, there is a new Marvel's Avengers video game coming out in a couple of months. They've delayed it twice at this point, and they had put up a tweet which apparently people think was very offensive and insensitive due to current day events. So they removed it, and they apologized, because a couple of people complained about it. Imagine my shock.gif. This is a Bounding Into Comics article. Marvel's Avengers apologizes for insensitive Captain America statue tweet. The official Marvel's Avengers Twitter handle issued an apology for sharing a tweet encouraging their followers to download an image of a statue of Captain America in Heroes Park. For a statue of a fictional character in a fictional video game set in a fictional world. Outrage. Earlier this week, as reported by One Angry Gamer, Marvel's Avengers published a tweet reading, "Heroes Park once celebrated the Avengers, but has since been defaced." The tweet continues, "Despite the AIM drones that surveil the area, there are people who still believe and pay their respects to Captain America." And then they shared the image and encouraged their followers to download it. Download this video conference background here. I just want to say that I can't zoom it in at all, unfortunately. I think that the image doesn't look bad. I think that the image that they put out looks cool. It's literally just a Captain America statue with a cool background. I can't believe it. So that is what they had posted on Twitter, which isn't a big problem in my opinion. I really don't think that it's some huge... It's something that people should be so offended by. But there were a couple of people who were offended by this. Now, I just want to say, a couple. I want to put an emphasis on this, because from what I saw, there was only like maybe 10 to 12 responses. They do link a couple here, but there really weren't a lot. Obviously, this is just on their Twitter. I think that it was posted on their Instagram as well, but there wasn't a lot of outrage, but there was a little bit of outrage. So, the tweet would be pounced on by a rabid Twitter mob. One person said, "Yikes, read the room." The next person said, "Y'all, this sucks." The next person said, "Damn, that's stupid." Someone else said, "Concerned sloth." What a username. "Well, ain't that some shit, eh? Maybe don't do this right now." Someone else said, 4 hours later and this is still up? Bold strategy, blah, blah, blah. I do not think that these people were being constructive at all. Now, I know a lot of social media outrage isn't really critical. They do not critique what you're doing, they demand. You know, they will demand that you take down a tweet. They will demand that you do something different. They will demand, but they never say, "Hey, you know what? At Marvel's Avengers video game, maybe this seemed a little bit insensitive to me, and I think that you should possibly reconsider this post and possibly take it down because it could bother people." Their only responses are maybe don't. Seriously? Oh, I clicked it. I don't want to give them a view. Here's one of the images of the game. I want to say that the game itself looks relatively good. Obviously, it's been delayed, and there's been so many like problems I feel with it, but it does graphically look like a pretty decent game. I know that there are in-game microtransactions, like on warning labels, so I don't know if I would purchase it. But continuing on, y'all still got time to delete this. Someone else, Captain America would not approve of this. Seriously? Seriously? The best moment to delete this tweet was right before you even made it. The second best moment is now. I mean, seriously. It's a statue of a fictional character. It was a picture of a video game of a fictional character. After being bombarded by the Twitter mob, Marvel's Avengers deleted their tweet and then issued an apology. This is the problem, is the fact that a company will put something up on social media, and then they'll delete it and apologize. The angry mobs on places like Twitter don't want your apology. You could apologize and that would mean nothing, because the people would still be like, well, I'm not gonna buy your game now. This is ridiculous. You did it in the first place. That's the problem, is that a lot of the angry mob on social media is not willing to forgive and forget, and that is a huge problem. So they did say on Twitter, "We've heard your response to our recent post and agree that now was not the appropriate time to share this content from our game. We apologize for being insensitive." As the article points out, what is insensitive about this tweet? They did not give any explanation. They did not say, oh, you know, it's insensitive because of the protests and all of the statues being ripped down or anything like that. They literally just said, we apologize for being insensitive. I don't think that posting an image of a statue is insensitive at all. If they had captioned it with something very out there and bold and poignant, maybe I could see them apologizing. But apologizing is not going to get you anywhere. It is not going to get people to buy your game. A lot of the people that are complaining about your posts on social media, they weren't planning on buying your game anyway. They probably weren't planning on buying your game anyway. And if they were, they would say, all right, this response is good enough for me. Heel vs. Babyface described Marvel's Avengers actions as stupid people doing stupid things. I think that bending the knee to the outrage mob is the biggest problem here. And And then the article finishes off with, what do you make of Marvel's Avengers deleting their statue tweet? Did you think the tweet was insensitive? I personally don't think that the tweet was insensitive at all. It was literally just an image. I don't think that there was anything wrong with that. I think that they shouldn't have apologized. Once you post something on social media, you can never take that back. You can never take that back. Like, you have decided to go all in, so... like, speak with your chest. Like, don't just back out as soon as you get a little bit of backlash. I mean, that's just how social media works. If you're going to do something and you have the balls to do it and to press post, don't delete it. Obviously, yes, sometimes there are cases where things are outrageously offensive. But this isn't one of those cases. You're a video game account that literally just tweeted your video game content. I don't think that there was anything wrong with it. But that's all that I really had to discuss with that. That was just kind of the end of it. I know that there were people that were still upset on the post, on their apology post, that were like, well, I'm not going to buy the game anyway. But those people probably weren't going to buy the game in the first place. They should listen more to fans and people who actually buy games. Anyway, though, that's all that I really had to discuss with that topic. But I'll read the chat really quickly. I think Marvel should stack up. Marvel. People offended by a Captain America statue is next level. I mean, true. It's a statue. It's an image of a statue in a video game. It's not like the caption was something very offensive or very rude or obnoxious. I think that the context behind it matters, and they didn't offend me, at least. I'm offended by this stream. I demand cancellation. Anyone must be canceled. Damn. I know. I'm surprised. I'm surprised my video from today... I'm surprised I haven't gotten canceled yet. I've gotten a couple of, you're a disgrace to your gender comments, but, I mean, they're still up. I don't remove comments, so you guys could go and see them. But there was a couple of comments like, you're a disgrace to your gender. This is why people don't speak up, because even people of their own gender are coming forward in all of these things. I think it's a little bit funny, I'm sorry. Never apologize because they will still tear you down for that post because you didn't apologize the right way or didn't apologize fast enough, so never bend the knee. I agree. Never bend the knee. You decided to post it, so keep it up. Keep it up. They finally came after Vera. Oh no, I get those comments quite a lot. I get those comments like, oh, you're just a woman hater. Can I just rant for 1 second? I get comments... Okay, I get comments from people... like on my censorship videos talking about like, why do you care about tits in a video game? What are you, a lesbian? But then I get comments saying, wow, you really fucking hate your gender. How did those match? How do those match? It's just kind of the situation of, you view one situation or one of my videos, you dislike it, and then you know, that's your overview of me, or any content creators. You watch one video from them, if you don't like it, you'll always have that negative point of view of them. Feminists don't care about all women. They hate independent thinking women like Vera. Yeah, I'm an independent woman. My toxic misogyny is coursing through my veins right now. Yeah, Rez literally posted that right after I said that. Vera is a raging misogynist. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's one of those days. Internalized misogyny. It's great. I should write down all of the names that I've ever been called and like put them on a whiteboard behind me. That'd be pretty good. Alright, you guys, I am going to move on to the next topic of the night, which is Mixer. Now, this came as a surprise to everyone. Usually when something very large happens, an acquisition or you know, bankruptcy, stuff like that. Usually we hear about it. Usually there's some sort of rumor. There has to be just that one person that knows about it that spreads the rumor, and then it blows up on things like social media. But not this time around, which I was extremely shocked by. We had not heard anything about this. So Microsoft is shutting down Mixer and partnering with Facebook Gaming. This is very big. I feel like for months, when Mixer started to get large, mainly around like Shroud and Ninja went to Mixer, a lot of people were like, Mixer is the future. I mean, Microsoft behind a streaming service, there's no way that this could go wrong. There's no way. People put so much confidence in, into the platform. Wow. I wonder how shocked they are right now. It's a strategic move for the future of xCloud. This is a Verge article, by the way. Microsoft is closing its Mixer service on July 22nd and plans to move existing partners over to Facebook Gaming. The surprise announcement means Mixer partners and streamers will be transitioned to Facebook Gaming starting today. And Microsoft will no longer operate Mixer as a service in a month's time. This is extremely fast, and that is also something that I want to mention here. Announcing something and saying 1 more month and it's over is extremely fast, especially for a platform where you have people that rely on your service and rely on your company and what you provide to the market. I just feel as though giving a month's notice is just extremely fast. Yes, for those of you who don't know, Mixer is like Twitch. Mixer is a Seattle-based video game live streaming platform. It launched on January 5th, 2016 as Beam under the ownership of 2 people. So yeah, they had, I feel like it was 8 months ago or so, they had paid Ninja to become an exclusive streamer on their platform. They paid him $30 million, and then they had gotten Shroud, and they had paid Shroud about $10 million from what we're told. So in the past year, they've paid out at least $40 million to 2 creators, never mind all of the other creators they have, and now they're washing it. They're absolutely washing it. Microsoft has struggled to reach the scale needed for Mixer to compete with Twitch, YouTube, and even Facebook Gaming, which has led to today's decision. We started pretty far behind in terms of where Mixer's monthly active viewers were compared to some of the big players out there, said Phil Spencer, Microsoft's head of gaming, in an interview with The Verge. I think the Mixer community is really going to benefit from the broad audience that Facebook has through their properties and the ability to reach gamers in a very seamless way through social media platform Facebook has. This is honestly, I don't know how to feel about this statement, because did they honestly think that they could just get into the market? They could put up like a website and it would instantly blow up past Twitch, because they've only been going for a couple of years and they had rebranded to Mixer not very long ago. So you have to consider they only got big eyes on them a couple of months ago when they got Shroud and Ninja, and you know, a lot of streamers decided to leave Twitch and YouTube for the site. Did they expect, honestly, in like less than a year for the platform to completely blow up? I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense from a business perspective of how did they expect to move so quickly along? Microsoft is partnering with Facebook to transition existing Mixer viewers and streamers over in Facebook Gaming in the coming weeks. On July 22nd, all Mixer sites and apps will automatically redirect to Facebook Gaming. Existing Mixer partners will be granted partner status with Facebook Gaming, and any streamers using Mixer monetization program will be granted eligibility for Facebook's Level Up program. Mixer viewers with outstanding Ember balances, channel subscriptions, or Mixer Pro subscriptions will receive Xbox gift card credit. This is a big point that a lot of people are extremely upset with. most of the streamers, now apparently from what we're hearing, a couple of larger streamers were given the heads up, but most average size streamers did not get any heads up. Yesterday, when this was publicly announced, was the first time anyone or any of them had heard of it, which is disgusting in my opinion, that you wouldn't tell people that are part of your monetization partner program, hey, in 2 months we're going to close down, and then they would have had time to slowly move their audiences and to trickle their audiences to alternative platforms, but they didn't decide to do that. They decided to leave their streamers high and dry. I just want to say, I agree with you, Guildless. Facebook gaming is pretty trash. A big problem that I have with it, that a lot of other people do, is the fact that you can't have a username. You have to go in with your real name. The UI is trash. I do, admittedly, kind of like the streamer dashboard. I don't hate it. I personally really dislike Twitch's dashboard. I like YouTube's. YouTube's isn't bad. It could be a lot better, though. But the Facebook dashboard for a streamer isn't awful, but it's not perfect, and Facebook gaming is not perfect. And I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, don't use Facebook. I know that Facebook is huge and massive, but a lot of people don't go to Facebook to watch their favorite content creators. Like, I would never, like, think of going to Facebook to watch a stream. Like, oh, hey, I want to watch Fortnite or PUBG or whatever, let's go to Facebook. No, you go to YouTube and you go to Twitch, and I know that Mixer wanted to be an equivalent to YouTube or Twitch, but it just didn't work for them. And now, them kind of transitioning into moving and syncing into Facebook gaming, it's just a little bit bizarre in my opinion. Facebook? Really? Microsoft's choice to partner with Facebook is clearly a strategic one that's related to broadening the appeal of its upcoming xCloud game streaming service and its overall gaming efforts. Microsoft will work closely with Facebook to bring xCloud to Facebook gaming, allowing viewers to click and immediately play games that people are streaming. It's a vision very similar to Google's ambitions with Stadia. Did they really just use Stadia as a legitimate comparison? I'm sorry, Stadia. Stadia, that's what you're comparing it to. But Mixer has lacked the scale and viewership to truly deliver this more broadly. Microsoft has recruited exclusive streamers like Ninja and Stroud with big deals, but they haven't been enough to get more people using this the service over rivals. Whenever I hear the S word, Stadia, it cracks me up. I can't. It's like this natural reaction of a laugh. I'm sorry. Microsoft faced a decision between ditching Mixer, selling it off, or even investing more money in it without a guarantee that it would hit the scale it needs to compete. It wasn't much about return on sell, it was about finding a partnership that was the best thing for the community and streamers, explains Spencer. We think this is it, and it gives us a great place to launch more xCloud content and gives gamers the ability to play more from there. Microsoft has talked about reaching 2 billion gamers with its vision for xCloud, but Mixer wasn't in a strong enough position to help achieve that goal. When we think about xCloud and its opportunity to unlock gameplay for 2 billion players, we know it's going to be critically important that our services find large audiences, and Facebook clearly gives us that opportunity. The article finishes off with, it's not clear exactly when we'll see xCloud show up in Facebook gaming, but it is a key part of this new partnership. Microsoft is getting ready to launch xCloud streaming generally later this year as part of the company's Xbox Game Pass offering. I don't think that we're going to have to wait too long to see the outcome of the collaboration between the two companies to enable this tech for Facebook gaming viewers. Microsoft will now keep hold of the technology that has powered Mixer and supported collaborative and low latency streaming features. Microsoft Teams will start to use part of this Mixer technology in the future to improve real-time interactivity and low latency streaming. And the Mixer developers involved in this will remain at Microsoft to help work on Teams. So that's all that we know right now. I guess that we do also know, and I do want to say this, that yes, months ago, they had paid Ninja $30 million. $30 million. And they paid Shroud $10 million, and they are no longer under contract. They are free to do whatever they want. They do not have to go to Facebook Gaming. They are free agents again, which is huge. I do expect them to both go back to Twitch, but obviously right now I'm sure that they're waiting for their offers from Twitch and YouTube Gaming and Facebook to see what is offered, but I think that they're going to go back to Twitch. But that's all that we know right now. Microsoft is shutting down Mixer, which is a huge shock. I wasn't expecting this. And they're partnering with Facebook Gaming. I know I'm not planning to move to Facebook Gaming because I don't like Facebook. Like many other people, it has some problems, like Facebook Gaming has problems, and I'll pass. Well, I'm not a Twitch streamer anyway. I'm fine right where I am. Let me check chat. Yeah, $30 million, and he was only under contract for a couple of months. Like, it has not even been a year. Did I just hear the words Facebook Gaming? Microsoft is shutting down Mixer and sending Mixer streamers to Facebook Gaming. Yes, you did. They made out like bandits. Honestly, good for them. You know what? Good for them. They were getting terrible views anyway. I mean, you look at Ninja. He went from having like 150,000 viewers per stream to 10,000 viewers per stream. I know that he got $30 million, but a streamer loses the drive to stream when they don't have viewers. And when he blew up in popularity, going down to like no viewers compared to what he usually got, or what he previously got, I should say, it must have completely messed with his head. I would assume at least that would have messed with his mentality of the industry and his content. Farmville Pro League incoming. Can I get in on that? I mean, I could be totally a pro Farmville streamer. Microsoft, Facebook, pay me. I'm kidding, no thanks. Farmville? That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Facebook Gaming? I know. Facebook Gaming. Facebook Gaming. Microsoft has excelled at hardware, has always failed at software and social interaction technology. Windows Phone is dead. Project Astoria, which had me so excited, died. So sad. Yeah, it is a little bit sad. Actually, you know what? It's not. I don't feel sad for $1 billion company. After $1 billion, I don't care anymore. I don't feel bad anymore. No, thank you. Microsoft must have been losing so much money on operational costs on Mixer to just shut it down like this. Yeah, there must have been a lot of revenue loss. So who knows? I mean, it would be nice to have that information to be told, hey, like, this isn't working out. Like, these were our numbers, but we're never going to get that. We're never going to get those numbers in. I mean, I would assume, I guess I shouldn't say, we're definitely not going to. I would assume that we are not going to get those numbers, which kind of is a shame, because when something fails, I personally want to know why it failed and how badly it failed, but it is what it is. Man, the KFC console, I can't wait. I'm buying 10. In 15. No, you know what? 25. Gotta make it 1/4 of 100. Let's do it. But that's all that I had to discuss with that topic. We are going to move something a little bit different. Anita Sarkeesian and Feminist Frequency. That's good, Rez. This is what happens when you have big wigs calling all of these business shots who are completely out of touch with the markets they're targeting. Very true. I don't think we've heard in a while any news on like Facebook gaming and like how Facebook's doing with their streaming and their, I don't know. Who does Facebook have? I know that Facebook just lost Melanie Mack. I know that she completely left. Her contract was done and she went back to Twitch. I wonder who else, I don't even know who else they have as like exclusive streamers, or even who streams there full time. I don't even know. Oh yeah, oh boy. Before I start this topic, Anita Sarkeesian, if you want to have a talk, woman to woman, female to female, about the gaming industry, feel free to reach out to me. But until then, Feminist Frequency and Anita Sarkeesian time all. So as you all know, Anita Sarkeesian is always grasping for attention. She always has to grasp at every little thing that she can, and so does Feminist Frequency. Feminist Frequency is a failure. I hate to say that because I'm an optimistic person. I can stay optimistic when it comes to specific things. I don't want to say, oh, just because this company is ran by someone I don't like, that automatically means it's a failure. But Feminist Frequency is an F for a failure. And you all know how they're always nitpicking at things, trying to find problems where they don't exist. So, I hadn't heard about this until like 2 or 3 days ago, but Feminist Frequency has been taking a deep dive into large events lately, like the PlayStation 5 reveal event, and also the EA Play Live event, and Feminist Frequency and Anita Sarkeesian are going after companies like Sony and like EA, simply because they're either not featuring enough games with females, or they don't have enough female casters. I'm going to read through most of the Feminist Frequency thread, and then we'll go into Anita Sarkeesian's responses directly, but I think they're kind of hilarious. I want to make it clear here, I'm not a huge fan of Anita Sarkeesian. Does that mean I want every project she's part of or anything to fail? No. I personally don't like the way that she approaches things. I do not like how she down-talks people with different opinions than her, and she never tries to see things from the other side. She never tries to look at both sides of a story. But we are going to read through this Feminist Frequency thread and see what's up. Let me check chat really quickly. Oh no, I know that Anita Sarkeesian will never talk to me. But I preface this now, because I always preface my discussions about people with, if you want to talk to me, feel free. Because I, have different opinions than most of the people I talk about, but that doesn't mean that I'm one-sided like a lot of the people I talk about. I am always willing to talk to people from the other side. Like, I'm not someone that's like, you have different opinions than me, bam, you're wrong. I'm not like that. So, Feminist Frequency, ladies and gentlemen, every year for the past 5 years, we've collected data from games featured at E3 to provide a statistical breakdown of gender. We think that this is as a mini State of the Union. With the cancellation of E3, we're reassessing the best way to continue this tradition, #PS5 reveal. You can take a look at last year's data, which continued the previous year's trend of demonstrating that the overall percentage of games that center around female characters is not getting any higher. As the chart says, it says 5% female, 6% NA, 22% male, 2% gender ambiguous, and 65% multiple options. I just want to say, I think that is a problem, how these type of people view things. When I see multiple options at 65%, I think that is just as valid as it being 65% male or 65% female, or half and half, however you want to split it. I think that it is extremely important to take into consideration the number of multiple options, but organizations like Feminist Frequency don't. They only go, what is female specific only? Even though year after year, most of the largest games of the year are female focused. I mean, let's look at Tomb Raider, Nier Automata, we have Horizon Zero Dawn, we have, I mean, how many female games can I list off before it's, okay, we get your point, Vera. But they never do. It's always the 5% female, not, oh, hey, 5% female, but 65% multiple options. They continue with, we want to share the data we captured from the PS5 reveal. It says a breakdown of games, 6 female, 10 male, 7 multiple options, and 3 gender ambiguous. And the breakdown of presenters says male 15 and female 1. Sony is the only company, Sony is only one company out of the many that we collect data from, so we cannot come to any final conclusions based on one show. But while this percent is not gender parity, it does not represent a significant improvement over the norm. I mean, seriously? A reminder that these numbers do not represent any comment on the quality or interest of a particular game, nor do they represent intersectional representations, such as race, which we also think are important data points for understanding progress. We are hoping to gather statistics from various independent pressers that have and will continue to come out this summer from publishers and developers to provide a wider analysis of games in 2020. So of course, they just had to say, nope, PS5 reveal, not good enough, even though you have 10 male and 6 female, which is a pretty close call. I just want to say, it's not like there was 1 female and 25, 50 male, but it's fine. But then they go on to say the breakdown of presenters. I just want to say the presenters that get the job should be the presenters which are qualified enough. Yes, 15 males. Okay, that's okay in my opinion. 1 female. Okay, yeah. Would it be good to see more females? Yeah, I'd like to see more females presenting events, but I think that the person that is most qualified should get the job, and you should not get the job based off of your gender. They decided, though, to continue this thread by saying we wanted to share the data we captured from today's hashtag EA Play Live. Breakdown of games. Female. 1. Multi-options. 6. There is literally not even a slot here for men. So that's still not good enough for you. You've literally annihilated the male breakdown of games, and that's still not good enough for you. Breakdown of presenters. Male, 11, and female, 3. Again, while yes, I think that there could be more females, I think that it's great that there's 3 females. Yeah, more females, go. I'd love that. But again, whoever is most qualified should get the job. But Anita Sarkeesian decided to tweet out some data from the EA Play Live today, which I had just read to you all. And then it says, I want to talk about Rocket Arena real quick. I have to laugh really quick, I'm sorry. It's a major disappointment that its character design is falling into similar traps that Overwatch's original roster did. All of the female characters have the same sexualized body type. But worst of all, one of those characters has an extremely racist, culturally appropriative design. It's using tired old stereotypes of vaguely magical and vaguely tribal with the use of face paint and with an arrowhead weapon. There is no excuse for this. So she's complaining about the characters looking too over-sexualized. So you know what? I'm gonna really quickly bring this up for you guys, and I'm just gonna show you just a couple of the images. She doesn't look very over-sexualized to me. I mean, she's wearing like a tank top and jeans and boots. Let me see if I can make that doesn't look very over-sexualized to me. Okay, she's got a, I guess, slightly well-sized chest. But she's wearing like a full suit, like a full body suit. Here's another image. So she's got shorts on, but her legs are pretty well covered with like her boots. And she's wearing a shirt where her cleavage is not showing at all. I don't think that that's over-sexualized. I don't think that that's over-sexualized at all. Here's an image of 3 female characters, which don't look over-sexualized. They look... I mean, I'm not personally a huge fan of this art style, but I think that they look pretty good. I don't think that they look bad. I want to know, in chat, put a 1 if you think that this is over-sexualized character design, or a 2 if you think that it's not over-sexualized at all, because my answer is a 2. Looking at these characters, I don't think that these look over-sexualized at all. Has she ever seen, like, Mortal Kombat Original Scarlet? Like, has she ever seen, like, JRPGs? I do not think that these characters are over-sexualized. As she says right here, character design is falling into similar traps that Overwatch's original roster did. All of the characters have the same sexualized body type. These characters are not sexualized in any way, shape, or form. Their outfits are not sexualized. Their bodies are not sexualized. What, because they have boobs? Newsflash, Anita. Women have boobs. Sorry. I don't know why that's new information, but women have breasts and butts. I'm sorry that that's so unheard of. I don't see... I mean, you guys know. I talk about censorship in the gaming industry and entertainment a lot. I talk a lot about female character designs being toned down, being censored. I would say I'm pretty well versed in the industry of female fictional characters' breasts. That's a title I never thought that I'd have, but I think that I hold it, oh no, pretty well. That's what he said. I do seriously think, though, that these character designs are just fine. I don't think that they're over-sexualized at all. I don't think that there's any problem wrong with these character designs. From the outfits to their body types, there's no problem. They look perfectly fine, in my opinion. And even though I'm not a huge fan of the art style, I don't think that there's any problem here. So it is what it is. I guess that this is Anita Sarkeesian's opinion. That's all that she really said on it, because then she did link to like a YouTube video, and then it says all the slender ladies' body diversity in video games. I think that the female characters don't look bad at all, and I have listened to this video of hers before. I disagree with most of what she says in it. But it is what it is. So that's all that I really had to discuss with the Anita Sarkeesian and Feminist Frequency topic. There's not much more that I can say. I mean, it's just like people like Anita will never rest until there are no sexy female characters left in mainstream games. Like, not less, none. It's never enough. Whenever someone like her sees any games that has slightly sexualized females or curvy females, they want to cancel it. I'm sorry, Anita, but sexy sells, and sexy has always sold in entertainment, in games, in any form of media. Sexy sells, and I don't think that sexy should just go away. I think that it's perfectly fine to have female characters that are attractive. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. It's a video game. These are not representing real women. It's not like you're making a video game about a real woman that's existed in real life. These are fictional characters in a fictional world in fictional settings. But that's all that I had to discuss with that topic. I am glad to see that you were all in agreement with my opinion, with the all the 2s in chat. And I also like the 69 answer. Nice. So yeah. You should put that on your resume and bio, Vera. Yeah, I should. I should. GOG is a great platform. Yeah, GOG's good. I like games that have fan service. I don't think that that makes me a misogynist or a disgusting pig, or I don't think that it means that anyone else that likes it is a disgusting pig. I feel like I hear that a lot as an insult, like on Twitter. Like, oh, if you just care about tits on a video game character, you're a pig. Like, I think that that is awful. Just because someone likes something different than you do does not mean that they are an awful person. Before I move on to the next topic, though, if you guys are enjoying the live stream, please make sure to give it a like. And of course, if you're not, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way. If you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a Dark Titan for just $1 a month via Patreon. And consider donating to the stream via PayPal. The links are in the description of the live stream. If you do donate, I will read your message that you put in the donation, and I will share it on stream. I like you. I am subscribing. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. There's so many things that I could say, like, is it because I'm a professional video game boob looker, or there's so many things I could say. I'm not gonna do it. Fairy Tail RPG looked awesome. I love the cats in the trailer. So many good cat video games coming out. Can I just say that real quick? Like the one at the PlayStation event called Stray. I can't wait. I need to pre-order that real soon. Is Fairy Tail a good show worth watching? I mean, it depends on what sort of shows you like. I would say yeah. Oh no. The Abby sexy. Oh no. We don't talk about Last of Us 2 around here anymore. I'm just kidding. Oh no. Last of Us Part 2. Don't get me on a rant with The Last of Us Part 2. I've put up a bunch of videos on it. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I agree. Stray looked pretty interesting. I agree. Alright, you guys. So, earlier today, I had put up a video, and I had talked about the situation surrounding Angry Joe and a woman that had come out and accused him of being a predator. Predator is a very strong word. I discussed it in the video, but basically I covered the original blog post that this woman had made about Joe and some accusations she made against him. Now, I just want to say that it sounded like what he did was flirt a lot with her. That's the way that she made it sound. I do not think that flirting is wrong. I don't think that flirting should be illegal. I don't think that propositioning someone should be illegal. I think it is perfectly fine to voice your interest in someone if you are interested in them. She did a lot of things that I disagree with, like how when she had met Joe, she didn't say that she had a boyfriend. She claimed several times in her post that he made her feel uncomfortable, and he like made very, I don't know, sexual remarks towards her. But Angry Joe has now come out and made a full public statement, aside from his one that he made yesterday on Twitter, addressing everything. Again, if you haven't seen my video from earlier, please go ahead and watch it, but I'm going to read you this statement that he had made on, that he had posted to Twitter about an hour or two ago, because I think that it is very important that we finally hear his side of the story. I just want to say, I stand with Angry Joe. I said this in my video earlier. I stand with Joe, and I'm going to say this after reading this statement. I stand with Joe. Innocent until proven guilty. Everyone deserves to defend themselves, and now Angry Joe is defending himself. Statement from Angry Joe. It has come to my attention that someone I met at a public event more than 2 years ago, and I have had no contact with since, is now suddenly leveling allegations against me on social media. I want to be absolutely clear. These allegations are not true, and anyone who looks at the facts can plainly see that. I have no idea why this person has decided to do this at this time, but the fact that a defamatory smear posted on the internet can ruin lives lives these days compels me to make this statement. Here are the facts. This person approached me and my colleagues at a Twitch party introducing herself as a fellow content creator who was interested in hanging out and networking. We exchanged Twitter handles. She then DM'd me that same night at 2:16 a.m. asking to see me again. I agreed and invited her to my public panel the next day, then to a YouTube dinner meeting with account managers afterwards. She showed up to my panel with a male friend who was more than welcome to join us at any point throughout the rest of the day or night after the panel concluded. After my panel, we met up with my friend Other Joe and we all traveled together to the hotel where she chose to wait, while I showered and got ready for the dinner. At no point did anything improper happen. I never offered or suggested sex. At that meeting, I held her network her channels with YouTube partner managers. After the dinner, my friends and I attended another party in a public place. She tagged along. At the party, she checked her bag/belongings. At no point did I ever take her phone or purse or deny her access to them. In fact, she posted photos to her Twitter of her with other people throughout the night. I never grabbed, dragged, pushed, pulled, cornered, or spun her in any direction as she claims. I did not make her stay by my side at all times as she claims. We mingled at the party separately much of the time. All of the facts can be confirmed by numerous people that were there that evening, and her own account confirms these events. In her post, she claims that she believed that I was pressuring her for sex. This is completely untrue. I never suggested sex. Oh no, I lost my spot. I never spoke about sex. I never touched her inappropriately. She is a grown-up, and we were out in public, and she could have left at any time. I was just trying to help someone who had expressed interest in the industry and my show. I never imagined that this could be a bad thing. Sexual assault is an alarming accusation and should always be taken seriously. If I, or anyone, had committed an offense, then it should be reported to the police and investigated thoroughly. I urge this person to do that if she believes an offense occurred so I can clear my name. However, instead of affording me due process, she decided to post false claims out of the blue more than 2 years later. The consequence is damaging not only to my reputation, career, and brand, but also to those whom I employ, my friends and my family. All because many people don't bother to examine the facts, only the salacious headline. This is now a serious legal matter. On the advice of my attorneys, all of my future statements about this will be through the legal process. My lawyers are sending this person a cease and desist letter. Of course, she is free to express her opinions about me all she wants. What she is not allowed to do is lie about me or defame me to the public, and suggest that I am a sexual predator when I am not. If her defamation continues, I will be forced to take further legal action. I have been in the public eye for 12 years now, and all of this frustrates me because of fabricated and embellished stories like hers do a disservice to victims of sexual harassment and abuse. I want to thank those who resisted the temptation to rush judgment and took the time to look at the facts. Thank you for the support. So that is Angry Joe's statement on the situation. Wow. So he, like I had said in my video earlier, is claiming that most of her statements are false and they are misconstrued. I thought at first that her claims were very suspicious and trite, and it is interesting that, he's saying that all of it is completely blown out of proportion. You know, she even admits in her original post that she assumed. She's like, I assumed. which is the problem. She said, I assumed he wanted sex from me, or I assumed that he wanted, you know, this and that. That's her big problem, is that she approached that and said, I assumed. Never assume with people. Ask them of their intentions. A point that I made in the video today was the fact that they were in public the whole time, which is huge. When you are in a public place, you have your phone. You're around people. There are plenty of ways to protect and defend yourself. If you felt uncomfortable, you could have walked up to someone and been like, hey, can you walk me out? You could have walked out yourself. Or you could have contacted one of your friends or your family members. You were there with people. People went to TwitchCon with you. You literally could have just called them and said, meet me here now. You could have called yourself a cab. You could have walked away. It's not like they were in private in very uncomfortable situations. Yes, she did say she went back to his hotel room with her, with him, but he's saying that she completely misunderstood the situation and that she is saying things that aren't true. So that's all that I really had to discuss with that. That is Angry Joe's statement. If you did not watch my video today, please feel free to go and watch that. I read through most of her post, and I also read his kind of initial statement where he said that he was going to make another big statement on it eventually, but this is the big statement. This is the follow-up. So, yeah, I feel bad for Angry Joe. I truly do, because no one deserves to be accused of awful things when they've done nothing wrong. And he's just being dragged into the hashtag #MeToo movement, which has sparked in gaming. Over the past few days, so many people have been accused of doing things and saying things. I just want to say that it sounds like, from her side of the story, she made it sound like he was kind of interested in her, which I just want to say, even though he kind of denies that, it would be fine. Flirting with someone is not wrong. Flirting with someone is not illegal. Making advances towards someone is not wrong. What would have been wrong is if he had handled it in a very, I don't want to say offensive way, but a very bothersome way, or a way that she saw as very inappropriate. But he's saying that whenever she said in her statement that I was inappropriate, that's not true. So I'm wondering if she will come forward and say anything else, or if it will kind of die off from here, or if he will take legal action against her. So that's all that I really had to say on that. I suppose we will see how the situation progresses, and with several other creators too. I am trying to follow along with as many of the situations as I can, because so many people were dragged into the Me Too movement, and I'm not saying that all of these situations are false. Sexual assault and sexual harassment is a very real thing, and it does happen a lot. But as he says, fabricated and embellished stories like hers do a disservice to victims in sexual harassment and abuse. And I will leave it at that. Agree with Wominer, you're racist. I say believe evidence. How is defending yourself from accusations a bad thing? Well, some people do think that defending yourself is a bad thing. There was a tweet earlier. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I'd scrolled past it. Oh, I'm so angry that I didn't save it. But there was a woman that had said, basically, oh, I can't believe that men are defending themselves. I didn't keep it. I wonder if I'd be able to find a screenshot of it. Yes, I found it. Okay. I found it on the Quartering's Twitter. I mean, I like Jeremy. Jeremy's cool. I'm gonna bring this tweet up before we move on to the final topic of the night. This is from the Quartering. He has it screenshotted. It says, there was this woman named Jennifer. She said, I need to leave. I need to go outside and breathe. I can't see this. Men having all of the receipts ready to discredit the people they hurt. All of your alarm bells should go off. This is my worst nightmare. This is why I will never ever say what happened to me. Men having evidence to defend themselves is wrong now? People should be allowed to defend themselves. And you shouldn't instantly say, oh, men having all the receipts is awful. Of course they should have the receipts. They should have the option. Whoa. They should have the option to defend themselves. Man, social media. Social media. Men cannot have any context or proof. I know. It's okay when a woman comes forward and says she has proof of something, we have to believe all women. But if a man comes forward and says, I have evidence, no. Wrong. Wrong. How dare you have evidence? Exactly. How dare you have evidence to defend yourself against someone that's claiming that you raped them or did something terrible and awful to them? Social media. Okay. No evidence? Guilty. Evidence? Guilty. Being a man? Guilty. That's basically how social media is. So, yeah. Double standards? You bet. Alright, guys, so the final topic of the night is one that truly bothers me. Because, as a lot of you know, I am a huge fan of Magic the Gathering. I am a huge fan of Dungeons and Dragons. I, for many years, have spent a lot of money on products from Wizards of the Coast. They have made some choice decisions over the past, even couple of weeks, let's be honest. They have, they've done so much. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but they had banned a player for putting information on social media, and they literally blackmailed him and said, give us the information and we will unban you, and unban your accounts, and we won't hold your accounts hostage anymore, which they did end up unbanning him, which is very good to hear. But it took them a few weeks. But now, we have Wizards of the Coast ending their relationship with an artist because of tweets that she liked and for following the wrong people. She literally... That's it. And all of this happened over a year ago, almost 2 years ago at this point, I think. So if you guys do not know who Therese Nielsen is, she is personally one of my favorite Magic the Gathering artists. She is incredibly talented. She is an incredibly amazing artist. Let me bring up a couple pieces of her work real quick. She made she's made like Force of Will. She has made, here, I'll bring some up. As you can see right here, she did Force of Will. Force of Will is an amazing card. She did Hannah, Ship's Navigator. Can we just look at her amazing art? She did Chandra, Torch of Defiance. This was a special art. What was the special art for? It's like the special Planeswalker. Oh, San Diego Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con, that's what it was. She did the original Guru Lands. Guru Lands are some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen. She is, as you can see, she is just an amazing and a fantastic artist. What she does is beautiful. They have ended their relationship with her that has gone on for more than 20 years because she followed the wrong people and liked the wrong tweets. Thursday evening on Weekly MTG, Wizards of the Coast revealed that they apparently have ended their relationship with controversial artist Therese Nielsen. We haven't commissioned any new art from Therese in quite a long time, said Doug Beyer, principal game designer on the world-building team for Magic the Gathering. The last product that will have any reprint art from her is this fall with Zendikar Rising. excuse me. Bayer's statement is Wizards of the Coast's first acknowledgement of the controversy surrounding Therese. It came on the same day that it was revealed that she would have at least 3 cards in Jumpstart: Death's Approach, Hunter's Insight, and Ristic Study. Many in the Magic community were upset that Wizards was continuing to use Nielsen's work after information had surfaced throughout 2018 and 2019. Basically, she got cancelled. So, Nielsen, who lives in Carson City with her wife, was one of Magic's most popular artists and began illustrating cards in 96's Alliance expansion set. But in 2018, Nielsen had followed members of the alt-right and conspiracy theorists on Twitter. So, Mike Cernovich, he actually had labeled himself for a while alt-right, which I think is where they're getting the alt-right thing from. But, of course, we have Jack, we have Mike, and of course, we have InfoWars. Oh, boy. She got canceled for following people on Twitter. When all of this was brought to light, she unfollowed many of those accounts and unliked the offending tweet. After this had came out, she had literally apologized. I'm not going to read through her whole statement, but she did say that I'm sorry if I offended anyone for the people that I followed or for the tweets that I liked. She says the Magic community has blessed me and taught me in the myriad of ways in the past 25 years. I've learned generously and gratitude from hosts of players gifting me through the mail and tipping to sign their cards. I do my best to carry that generosity forward. Where was my spot? Oh, and apply it similarly to people that wait on me in restaurants, clean my hotel rooms, or mow my lawn. She said, I understand that we live in a world of duality. One can be elevated to levels undeserved and flogged as less than human with the next stroke of a keyboard. I embrace the fact that many different viewpoints can, do, and should coexist. And of course, people still fucking canceled her. She had apologized for liking tweets and following the wrong people. And it got her a year more with Wizards of the Coast. It got her a year. And yes, just a few months later, her work had ended up on a conspiracy-focused YouTube channel, Edge of Wonder. The show posted a video where the co-hosts present art prints that Nielsen had gifted them. So a painter sent us these, one of the co-hosts said. Therese Nielsen, she sent us all of these paintings and they're actually incredible. Despite the building body of evidence that Nielsen held fringe views, Wizards didn't make any public statements about the situation. When she was given another card in Modern Horizons, Echo of Eons, fantastic art, by the way, Wizards still hadn't given any indication that they were aware of the community's concerns. Then, Autumn Burchett wrote, no turfs on Gruul Turf on their Guru Forest and Island that featured artwork by Nielsen. They tweeted out that Wizards asked them to remove those lands from their deck, causing an uproar in the Magic community, as it appears that Wizards was trying to stifle a very public criticism of Nielsen and her views. That's not fucking true at all. I just want to say that is not true at all. They had Autumn remove them from their deck because it's a political statement. It's kind of like Blizzard with Blitzchung. They asked Autumn to remove the cards from their deck because it was a political statement. Nielsen provided to fade into the background as COVID-19 disrupted the world. Attention turned to Ikoria, and then of course canceling Magic Fests and Pro Tours and Mythic Invitationals. And of course then we had the murder of George Floyd. We had protests, all of these things. And then a week later came the beginning of Jumpstart's preview season and the revelation that Nielsen would once again have her cards with art appear in the brand new Magic set. And that is what they decided to do. They decided to give her the boot. One of their best artists of over 20 years, they got rid of because of tweets and following the wrong people. And I think that this is disgusting. I think that it is pathetic and disgusting that you would get rid of an artist for having their own opinions. I think that people deserve to have their own opinions. She hadn't made any racist statements. She hadn't made any disgusting, offensive statements. She simply followed people on Twitter. That's all she did. And I think that it is wrong that they removed her for having her own point of view. When you don't agree with the angry mob comes for you. And not even the company you do work for will defend you. And I think that that's wrong. I think that Wizards of the Coast could have made a statement. Like, we understand that people are offended, but she's been with us for a long time. We respect her art. We respect her as an artist. And that's that. But they didn't. They decided not to have a spine and get rid of her, give her the boot for simply having her own opinions. And I think that that's wrong. And as someone that spends thousands of dollars on their games, as someone who owns 15 Force of Wills with Therese Nielsen artworks on them, as someone who owns the cards that they've banned, like Invoke Prejudice and Cleanse and Crusade, I think that what they've been doing over the past few weeks is wrong, and they shouldn't be doing it. I think that getting rid of Therese Nielsen is wrong. I understand that with some of the cards, yes, people could see them and take them very offensively, like Invoke Prejudice. I think, though, that a lot of the cards were stretches. Mana does not equate to the color of someone's skin, and an artist shouldn't be removed from their job because of social media, especially when they didn't say anything. She didn't say anything that could cause any offense to anyone. It's people that will dig and dig and dig to find a reason to not like someone. And I'm sure they just decided, hey, we don't like Therese Nielsen. What can we find on her? Because I'm sure that she has people that doesn't like her. Every public figure, every artist has someone that doesn't like them, and they dig until they can find something to get them canceled over. And in this case, it was just people she followed. So that is all that I had to discuss for tonight's live stream. I am extremely disappointed with Wizards of the Coast, but that is all that I really had to... Ooh, my earbud fell out. That is all that I had to discuss tonight. We talked about Marvel, we talked about Angry Joe, we talked about Anita Sarkeesian, we talked about Wizards of the Coast, and we also talked about Mixer. But I am going to move to the Q&A portion of the live stream. If you have any questions or topics you want me to discuss, please feel free to put them into chat now, and I will focus on chat for a couple of minutes. Twitter truly brings out the worst in people. I agree. We gotta get a Therese Nielsen of Vera as a MTG hero. I really love Therese Nielsen's art. I don't own Guru Lands, and I know that they're extremely expensive, but I really do want to get a set of one of each. It's too bad. It would be like $1,000 for at least one of each of the Guru Lands, but I would love to get them and, like, frame them behind me. Not even just because they ended their relationship with her, because she's an amazing artist. I know that she had, I know that she has on her website some, like, playmats, and she signs them. I think that I'm finally gonna get one of them. because I in the past haven't purchased like any playmats of hers or anything, but I think that I'm gonna get maybe like a Guruland playmat, and or maybe even a Force of Will or something, and have her sign it, and I can show it all to you guys. I know that she has a set of all 5 of the Guru playmats for like $175, and then you can get it signed. So I think I'm going to support her that way at some point and purchase one, like the set of the 5, which I don't usually. I don't want to say I don't usually do that, but I've definitely cut down how much product I've purchased over the past like year of Magic. Even though I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the game, but I think that I want to support Therese Nielsen because she's an amazing artist and because of how she has been treated. And I think that is how I will do it. I think it's a good way. I have a signed Therese Guru print. Oh, man. Oh, cranked. Can I get that? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You'll have to send a picture of that. Post a picture of that on Twitter. I'd love to see it. If people don't want to believe someone, they will not believe them. When it comes to Angry Joe, there are people that will never believe him, sheerly because he's a man. So there will be people that will still try to attack him and cancel him, even though he's saying a lot of it's false. Therese should have stood up for her own opinion. Right. That is a big problem, and I will admit that. She should have stuck up for her own opinion. She should have not backed down, but I understand that she's worked for Wizards of the Coast for 20 years. She doesn't want to lose that relationship. She doesn't want to lose the event. She loves the Magic community. She's been a part of it for so long. So I understand why she didn't want to give it up and why she would just choose to apologize. But she should have realized, I guess if you're not big into social media, you wouldn't understand, but apologizing is never good enough. Apologizing it's never good enough to people with a mob-like mentality, which is a shame. Because people should be able to just apologize for maybe doing something wrong, or, you know, saying something that they changed their mind on, or, you know. But that's not the way that it works. It's not the way that it works. Therese may still not know any of this. She's not on Twitter at the moment. May not know any of this. What do you mean? Oh, she knows about the Wizards of the Coast stuff. She knows. She knows. Yeah, I do agree with you guys saying that she should have stuck up for her point of view, and I do agree. I do think that that is a problem that I have with the situation, that she didn't defend herself and defend her opinions, but you know, some people aren't willing to do that. Some people rather see, hey, instead of losing this relationship I've had for 20 years, I might as well just apologize and take the loss. She's not been on Twitter since last June. She does have a Facebook page though, which people have been looking at. She does have a Facebook page, which is active, in that I don't think she's made a statement on it, but I know that it's active. Her tokens though that she kickstarted last year, I didn't end up getting them, but they were beautiful. They were beautiful. My goodness. It's too good. It's too good. It's just, it's a shame that people can be canceled for saying one thing. It's a shame. Do you think we'll ever get an X-Files season 12? I'm not sure. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm just checking something really quick. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, never mind. I'm good. Chris is one of the best narrative directors in the business. Yeah, Chris Avalon's being accused of some things too right now, which I did mention in today's video. I didn't put a big emphasis on it, but I did mention it in the Angry Joe video from today. If you guys did not see today's video, please make sure to go and give it a watch, because I am ending the live stream. Alright, you guys, I am going to end it here. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do very much so appreciate it. If you enjoyed the live stream, please make sure to give it a like. And of course, if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. If you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a Dark Titan for just $1 a month via Patreon. The link is in the description of the live stream. And of course, if you ever want to donate directly and support the channel, the link to the PayPal email is in the description of the live stream as well. Thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I do appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter if you are not already. Please consider joining our Discord. We are very active there, and have a fantastic night, everyone.